Try.
Yep. All right, everyone. Thanks again, everybody. Oh, remember, if you want to help volunteer at Patriot Soapbox, you go to patriotsoapbox.com and sign up to be a show host or a writer. You know, we will work with you. So, Chris, take it away.
Deb, good evening.
You too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Saturday night, May 1st special Your Voice, Your Call right here live. And we got a pretty good show for you tonight. So let me jump onto our opener and we will get started. And we'll see you all just a moment there.
As we move through space on this blue marble we call Earth, a future of uncertainty, we're being censored and told what we can and cannot do. There is a voice amongst all. For all of us, that voice is.
All right, everyone. We are so glad that you could join us tonight on this beautiful evening right here at Studio A1 downtown Indianapolis. And tonight, my co-host Dianna Ploss is here back with us. Dianna, how are you this evening? And she's getting herself set up. Working on it. All right, you're muted. She is muted. There you are.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
All right. How are you, ma'am? I'm so glad you could join us again tonight. I love it. We're going to.
I'm thrilled to be here, and there are two of me here.
I see that. And Trump's behind you, too.
Two of me. Somebody made that for me.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that crazy? You know what? It looks just like me.
It does. You got to have the hat. And, of course, as always, our wonderful sidekick there, Indie News, Derik, our producer. He is on tonight. Derik, hello, sir.
Pleased to be here. And, Dianna, there, that is a spitting image of you back there. And, Chris, you've made it when people are sending you cardboard cutouts of yourself. You knew you've made it in showbiz.
But you know what? It's not even cardboard. You could put it outside in the rain, and nothing would happen to it.
Oh wow! What's it made of?
This like the same material they make political signs.
Okay.
Very heavyweight, like corrugated plastic or something.
Nice. Looks really good.
I love it. So yeah. There you go. There are two of me now.
So we're being joined by Dianna and her twin.
Yes, my twin.
I love it.
So what's going on, Chris? What are we talking about tonight?
Well, tonight you got a subject that you're definitely going to take off with, but I want to remind everybody something real quick that I really wanted to show. And I love this artist. 10 years ago today. Does anybody remember what happened? Come on.
10 years ago today?
10 years ago today. Come on, Indy, you can think what happened. Anybody out there?
Does it have to do with a certain dictator being captured?
Yeah, well, more than captured.
Killed?
Yes, that's right, everybody. Today.
Which one?
Right here. I love this artist. Gary Varvel puts out some great art. He's phenomenal, and everybody knows his work and thus far. But this is a drawing he put out there. The last thing Osama bin Laden saw before he went down.
Nah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. It's a lie.
You don't think he's dead?
He was not killed by that Navy SEAL. He was already dead.
You
The
think
guy
he's
had
already
kidney
dead?
disease. He was already dead. That was a fake. It was a hoax. It was a hoax.
Maybe
Please.
sometime we'll have to discuss that on another episode.
Hello, you just said it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What's his name? Rob O'Neill? Rob O'Neill is supposedly the Navy SEAL that did it.
You know, I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, I couldn't remember.
He's a fake and he's a phony.
Ah.
There you go. What do you think, Derek?
So what? I'm the one that has to break up the tie here. Is that what you're saying?
Well, because Chris clearly doesn't agree.
I would say that there's some parts of the story that I find hard to believe. Just like them going to the compound where Osama bin Laden was and nobody in the dead of night and no one figuring it out. But again, it is the military. And then you have to think too, who was the individual that was in office too? The failed leader in chief. So I could absolutely see it both ways.
See, now you said a lot of things there. So I disagree with you. Obama did not fail.
Yeah, we're quiet. We're stunned. Wait a minute here.
Listen, Obama was a puppet, and his job was to do exactly what he did. That was his job. Cause race division, right? Get that Obamacare passed. He did his job, right? The presidents, they don't work for us. Other than President Trump, they don't work for us. So Obama did his job. He did the job that they put him in office. They rigged an election to get him in. That's number one. Number two, the Navy SEALs never do what Rob O'Neill did. He went on the talk show circuit. And at the time I was thinking, this doesn't seem right to me because it was a fake and it was propaganda. Prove me wrong.
Now, I got to admit, that did throw me. Why would you go on the talk shows and talk about it? That doesn't seem professional.
Propaganda.
I wouldn't say a word about it. Hey, this is our mission. We did it. We're out. I don't know why he would go on show. So I might have to lean on both on this. So
just saying.
I just think let's put it this way. At least he's gone.
But he was gone. But remember, he was CIA. Osama bin Laden was CIA. Just saying. Okay, I'll shut up now.
I don't know. I just, this is a good subject we're going to have to discuss because
I know, but I'm just saying that we have been fed so much propaganda, and we have to learn the truth and we have to expose it because otherwise we're still believing the lies.
Right.
9/11 was an inside job.
Oh yeah. Oh, I agree on that.
Okay.
110% there about 9/11. Oh
and
yeah.
It wasn't. So if that's the case, if we believe that 9/11 was an inside job, why are we blaming Osama bin Laden?
Head of the organization
that was created by the CIA.
I always say created by Obama.
It wasn't created, right? But Obama didn't have any control. He's a puppet. Anyway.
Well, I always said because he provided. He came out and said it in the news. We're providing arms and weapons to little Mishla group against their tirade government. Hint, hint. Guess who it was? But
that was his job. That was what they put him in office to do.
Yeah, his job was to destroy and loot and yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he did it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not happy about that.
No.
Okay, but
just imagine if Hillary was in office instead of him during that time.
It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered because they all get their directives, right? She even said it. They go to the Council on Foreign Relations, right? Basically to get what they're supposed to do. The presidents do not make the decisions. That's why President Trump was tormented and lambasted every single day of his presidency. That's why, because he was doing what a president should be doing.
Yeah, and he wasn't playing their games. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they didn't like him. So look what happened.
They didn't like him.
Right. Well.
Well.
You have a good subject that you want to discuss tonight. So.
Well, we don't have to discuss it now.
Oh yes, I like what we talked about earlier. You know, I like this idea. So we got to keep people informed. Tonight we are going to stay away from the V word. We'll call it something else if we get into that subject, because seems stations just love to hit our shows when we talk about it. So
when we said the V word, vegan.
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll call it vegan. I don't know.
Veganism?
I thought it was interesting. I still cannot post on YouTube, but I am posting our videos up on Rumble, everybody. So we are on Rumble. Your Voice, Your Call. Check us out. Follow. We just started that one. I'm getting the videos up on there. And over in Indie News, Rumble, and everywhere else. Follow our shows on there too, as well. And he uploads our shows there. So, Diana, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, so I just want to say 80s Erin agrees. She says McCain, Romney, Obama, Hillary all would have gone down a similar path.
Yeah, and everybody knows the V word there. You can see it in chat. And it's kind of funny. You mentioned that before you go on to the subject. I have to show everybody this because this is exactly what they just mentioned. Look at that there, Diana. What do you think of that? Wouldn't that be awesome? Look, all sent to jail.
I can think of other positions for them to be in, but that's just me.
I can't wait, right? All right.
Listen, I would like to see justice.
Yes. We all do, and it will happen. I think it will happen. I believe it will, and I believe we will all be grinning and sitting back and looking at these lefties and going, ha, ha, ha.
So when do you think it's going to happen?
I hope very, very, very soon. I mean, I don't see a definite window, but I hope very soon, because Arizona started doing their audit on you know what, everybody. We'll watch that word. I like to say mishaps. And so, and that will come out showing, yes, we know what. And then other states, they'll go to them other states and audit. And lo and behold, what's the only option to do after that point, Diana?
Nuclear.
Oh my God. Nuclear meltdown. You're exactly right on
nuclear
that.
Option. The nuclear option.
They will have to come back and say, yes, we lied to you all. And they're going to have to do what we just showed that photo. They're going to have to allow President Trump to step back in and do his job. That's the only option. Or
do you think, or what? Do you think, what do you think? You think he's working behind the scenes?
Oh, yeah, I would be. Wouldn't you? I think he's working behind the scenes. I think he's doing it subtly enough that he's there, but he's also not letting on what's going on. And he's not letting on what his plans are.
Well, I would hope that he wouldn't tell these people.
Right. Oh, yeah. I don't think he would, because then it would just blow up. And I think with the audits going on, I bet they're sitting there sweating. I guarantee it. Why do you think they put out there, oh, we got to stop these audits because they're using blue pens? What the hell kind of crap is that? Give me a freaking break on that. They are doing audits because guess what? They're under question. They're under scrutiny. People want the truth. So each state, look out. Here we go. They're going to start.
Right, but think about all the things that have happened, small and big.
Mm-hmm. We
never get the truth.
No, but I hope this does.
I know, but they also Obama had hope and change, and how'd that work out?
Not very good.
Not very good. So, Chris, I watched, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I watched a documentary, and I bet maybe you've seen it, other people, the other night about Waco.
Yeah.
And what happened to the Branch Davidians.
Yeah.
Very, very disturbing what our government did to those people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very, very disturbing. Say it again.
I watched the video about what, of course, I think the video I saw was not 100% showing everything, but what they showed that was on TV, what they talked about the groups, nobody won in that scenario. Nobody, it was. Well,
I think the government won.
Well, not in the right way. It was a show of, I look at that as a show of, we're going to do what we want.
Aren't they still doing it?
Yes.
When have they stopped?
Right.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, if you haven't seen it, if people haven't seen it, I would encourage you to watch it. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Derek, I don't know if you've seen it, but there are two people in the video or the documentary that you'll notice, Biden and Schumer. And in the documentary, they are so vile. They were vile even back then, 1993, 94. Vile human beings. And what happened to these people? I don't know if it's vivid to me, Chris, because I just watched it. But they had a big tank. I don't know if you remember this, and they had a boom on it. And whoever was driving the tank drove the boom right into the side of their complex in multiple places. Mm-hmm. And that was pouring this chemical gas into this whole complex. That's what started the fire.
Yeah, they were dropping stuff in there with it too at the same time.
And they were dropping stuff. I mean, like 80 people were murdered, little babies. Mm-hmm. I just.
Yeah, it's a bad subject. It's a horrible incident, and the news made it look different. If I can put it that way, they made it look.
No, they twisted it. They twisted it.
Yeah, it was really screwed up. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would encourage people to watch it because nothing has changed in terms of the corruption. If anything, they've gotten bolder. Mm-hmm. I think our government, people in our government, have gotten bolder.
Derek, you agree with that?
Yeah, I've never seen the footage or the video that Diane is talking about, but I'm in agreement with both of you. The government and more particularly the deep state and the left have gotten more bolder. If you notice, they're not afraid of you knowing what they want to do, because they flat out tell you all you have to do is just pay a little bit of attention. And Chris, you were talking about all these audits. Well, at least the Arizona audit so far. And I think if Arizona falls, they're all going to fall. But I want you to know, again, in the Constitution, there is nothing that can put President Trump back in office if these audits come back to show the massive voter fraud that's going on. There's nothing in the Constitution that allows that. So I would that's not going to happen.
Don't hurt my feelings now, Derek. Don't hurt my feelings. There's got to be a way to do it.
Live in Realville. There's nothing in the Constitution that will allow that to happen. The only way a sitting president can get removed is by impeachment. Period.
Right.
Well, then let's go back to they're not following the Constitution, so why should we?
Well, that's because it doesn't matter if they're following the Constitution or not. They have majority in the House. Yeah. So unless they put up impeachment for Joe Biden, he's not going to get impeached unless the House flips and the Senate and the GOP regain the control of the Senate in 2022. So unfortunately, we're going to have to live with Joey and heels for the time being.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry, but
Derek, even if they find out that the vote was rigged.
Diane, you know just as well as I do, what's the only way a sitting president can be removed?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just.
I think if, and we actually talked about this last night on Pirate Radio. If you didn't watch it, the amount of heat that is going to be put on the state legislators in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, if Maricopa County does come back and prove that President Trump won and there was all these voting irregularities and shenanigans that went on in Arizona, that's just one county in Arizona. If it happened in one county in Arizona, how many other counties in, again, Georgia, Fulton County, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nevada, this happened? I think the heat on the state legislators by the people that voted for President Trump, I think that dial is going to be turned up as high as it can go.
Yeah, it has to, because that's the only way people are going to have faith in the voting system and realize what happened. So we can look at them and go, na. But you're right, as far as Constitution, what are they going to do? So if they remove him, that means Harris is going to have to be removed. Okay. You don't want Pelosi stepping up.
You're looking at something, you're creating something that is that would send shockwaves. That means that you would have the Democrats impeaching their own.
Oh yeah,
no way, not gonna.
It's not this. Yeah, that
no,
one,
that's
that
not.
one
You know,
happened.
that's you have a better you have a better chance of hitting the lottery than that happening. They're not going to do that. No way.
So what do you think will happen, guys, team, everybody watching, if all these states prove it and they go, he falsified to get in, and
you're gonna see just as many what's the word I want to use here? Voting. You're going to see just as much voting reform in Georgia get passed in the next 2 years as you're seeing now. And I think
nothing.
See, you're hard to debate because you're always Debbie Downer. You're always Debbie Downer.
No, is it Debbie Downer or is it just realistic? I don't look at myself. Personally, I don't look at myself as a negative person. I try to be realistic.
Right. Yeah, I get that. And you're right. Okay. Did the voting reform in Georgia go as far as they could have? Absolutely not. But did they at least get a step in the right direction?
I know, but Derek, listen, we're going to talk about Agenda 2030. It's not like we have a lot of time here. Right? I mean, if they rigged it, they have been rigging the elections for a very long time. And I'm convinced in Massachusetts that they've been completely rigged. They just pick the people that they want.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right.
Doesn't even matter.
Because and the reason why I believe you're absolutely right is out before or without what happened to President Trump getting royally screwed in 2020. How many other presidents have gotten screwed that they've never actually looked into it? They just accepted their defeat and moved on.
Right.
But
I mean, look, how did Kennedy win? Was it set up for Kennedy to win?
I don't know that they were rigging it the way they are rigging it now. They didn't have the electronic way to do it.
So it would have been easier to do back then because it's less traceable.
Yes, but I don't think that who knows if they did, but they would have had to be printing these large volumes, right? How did they vote back then? Like, what did they use for ballots?
I wasn't around back then. You got me on that one.
Okay, but I can tell you, what I can tell you is that when I was in school, right? Let's see, I was born in 1963. I'll just tell you that when I was in grade school, we were still using the mimeographs, right? I'm just don't listen. If you were near me, I would slap you right now, and I would slap you hard.
I don't know what mimeographs are. I have no idea.
Look it
hand
up.
printing machine.
Okay, I'm of the age of scantrons. Okay, I don't know what those are.
Okay, so but what I'm saying is, I think it would have been harder back then. I think it's easier now because we have technology. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, who knows? But whether it was Obama or Mitt Romney, the outcome would have been the same.
Mitt Romney screwed himself. He didn't get screwed. He choked the last week. He had that election won easily, and you could be right. He choked, and you absolutely could be right. Did the right person, whisper in his ear? Who knows? But you're absolutely right. He may have done it on purpose, but he had that election won up until the last week.
Well, maybe, but we don't know. But what did Mitt Romney do in Massachusetts that Obama did nationally?
Healthcare.
Care. Exactly. So I don't think it would have made a difference. I really don't. So to your point, I don't know unless somebody can give me some. I would love to see some mapped out argument as to how it would have been easier in 63 to rig a presidential election than it is now. I think what they do and what more so that they do now is at the local level. I think it's at the local level that they're rigging the elections.
We see a lot of that here, a local level of nonsense and what they play to get what they want.
So is Derek looking up mimeograph? Hey, Chris, maybe you could get a video going on a mimeograph.
Well, mimeograph, Derek, is a handheld printer, like a barrel printing the ink of the image.
And they come out wet. They have a smell, and they come out wet.
Yeah. So that they got the idea from the hand crank on the first car.
Oh my goodness.
He's making me cranky.
Oh, I see what you did there. Crank. I get it.
You guys are cracking me up here. This is too funny. Hey, Derek, here you go, buddy. This is a mimeograph machine.
Oh, you found one? Good.
Yeah, this is one. That's an old style. That's a mimeograph machine. This is another one.
Yep.
You put this.
So I'm guessing. I'm just going out on a limb here that they didn't get voting results the same day.
No, they did not.
Okay.
Yeah. It took a little bit, and that's why we had talked on the show before about way back when the actual date was technically in
March.
Was it Roosevelt? Yeah, in March, and Roosevelt moved it up to the current date because they were able to do better on getting the results in. But yeah, that's when it was. So there you go. That's your mimeograph there, Derek. There's a lesson in history for a second. Our school had one of them.
Yeah, Mary says that she actually used one.
One of the most commonly used machines is a stencil duplicator or mimeograph. This one is manually operated. This one is electrically operated.
I feel bad for
when 50 to several thousand black copies are wanted.
I feel bad for the
There
person
are
who's trying to
machines
sit
of
there
all
and turn
ages
the
and
crank.
makes in use today. You may see or use some of these, but regardless of the machine, their basic duplicating principle is the same. A stencil sheet with a wax coating, which can many sizes, colors, and weights. Our mimeograph demonstration will be made on this machine. You'll have to adapt the operating procedures we show you to the machine you use. This electrically operated model. A separate switch starts the paper feeding. A lever controls the speed at which copies can be run off. If you've made all your adjustments properly, your machine should now be running good copies just the way you want them. But keep your eye on them anyway. You should never go off and leave a machine running. This machine automatically stops feeding paper when the required number are run, but you have to turn off the motor. Lower the paper feed tray.
And don't stick your hand inside.
Then if you're going to save your stencil to use,
Ladies and gentlemen, Thumper dropped in that one for you, Derek.
First of all, like I said, I can't imagine the person that has to sit there and run that, especially if you were in like a big city. You're like, oh my God, is it over yet?
We smell. You had to smell it. It smelled really good.
There was a smell.
It wasn't a bad smell at all.
To the printing presses of newspapers too. Same concept, same process. So, Derek, you just got schooled on what a mimeograph machine is.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't use them anymore.
Yeah, I remember them in school. We used to use them for our little flyers and stuff at school. Yeah, and it had I can't describe the smell. I mean, it was like, it got you intoxicated. It was, I don't know, pretty strong smell.
Derek is showing his white privilege.
Oh. He's quiet. Oh my goodness. Oh.
You're exactly right. Yes, I am.
See, there you go.
Oh, with that, oh my goodness. All right, Diana, you touched on what you wanted to discuss about the 2030. So tell everybody what that is exactly, because maybe some people don't know yet.
So I think there are people on that know, and I'm sure that Derek knows and Thumper. So Agenda 2030 is the plan for worldwide communism and the one world order, the one world government. And it'll be directed by the United Nations. And let's see, today's May 1st. So Agenda 2030, they want to have a lot of these things accomplished by 2030. And I'm noticing, if you live in an urban area, you probably notice it a lot more in terms of the amount of apartment buildings that are going up, the amount of streets that are being narrowed. In Massachusetts, you see it everywhere, where they have a lane that's painted. It used to be a lane for cars, and now it's a lane that's only for buses and bikes. So everybody should look up Agenda 2030 and the 17 sustainability goals. What are you eating?
Grapes, go ahead.
Grapes. You should look it up. And what I think is interesting is Q was all about the number 17, and the United Nations has 17 sustainability goals. So what do you know about Agenda 2030, Chris?
I've heard like bits and pieces. It is going to, we're being slowly spoon-fed to get used to socialism and communism, which is what we're heading down. If everybody looks, exactly what's happening. And
I don't think it's slow. And in fact, I think with the whole COVID pandemic in Massachusetts anyway, it has sped up like you wouldn't believe. I was driving around the North Shore and in the Boston area today, and the amount of apartment buildings that are going up would blow your mind. Blow your mind, because you say to yourself, who's going in those apartment buildings? And you know who's going in them? We are, or your kids are, your grandkids are, because they don't want you to have private property. They don't want you to have a car. In fact, right now, they only want you to have 500 grams of meat per week, because they want you to reduce your meat consumption to fight climate change. So I would suggest to everybody to put in United Nations 17 sustainability goals. And when you look at the goals and you look at what's happening in the world and in America, you will be shocked. You will be shocked. And Thumper says also to keep you weak and barely healthy, because you know what? One of the things that they say when they talk about food, because they say so many people are going hungry in the world, and that's why we have to do this. They're going to make sure that you have sufficient food, sufficient, which is in when I read that, sufficient food. And they're going to make sure that everybody has decent jobs. Basically means you are a slave. And it's going to happen so fast because we're already a year and a half into this decade, right? A year and a half into this decade, 8.5 years. It's going to go so fast. They're going to ramp it up. If people don't learn about this, this is exactly what's going on in the world. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. When you talk about, because they're pushing that global warming crap about cows' farts. And I will tell you this, everybody, and I'm going to say this, and I heard this and I love it. I will go in my garage and spend an evening with a cow in there, farting all night. And you left-wing nut jobs that are pushing this crap can go and spend the night in your garage with your car running. And in the morning, we'll come out and discuss the results, if you come out. Sorry. I don't buy the crap.
Have you, and Aaron, 80s Aaron mentioned a movie, A Blast from the Past, Soylent Green.
Oh,
you ever see that?
Yes.
People need to watch that. And it's just, that's what's happening. They're telling us that they want us to eat plant-based food. Before you know it, we're going to be eating each other.
they're pushing the plant-based. That's why you think they got the what do you call it? Like Burger King is coming out with the incredible beef. It's all plant-based. Hello, everyone.
Dunkin' Donuts came out with it about almost a year ago, I would say. Almost a year ago, they came out with it. Some plant-based product. Now, listen, let's face it, right? Eating less red meat is better for you, right? It is. But it's not up to the United Nations to tell us in America how much meat we should be eating. If I want to eat a pound of bacon a day, that's my choice.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So 500 grams for anybody who's interested is about 1.1 pounds of red or meat a week. 1.1 pounds. Now, I heard from somebody else, I haven't been able to verify this, that they want to get us down to 4 pounds a year. But I have to verify that because right now this would be, 52, 53, 54, something like that, pounds of meat a year.
I'm pulling up different articles and you and everybody, this is, let me give you a shock. What Diana's talking about right here. This article is just, God darn it, hate that crap. Near the end here. The final solution, and this is it's true. Tax globus of the world. Look at this final solution. It will become a vitrification point where soft kill methods and diluting the native population through massive immigration will not be enough to ensure total dictatorial control over the planet by the globalists because its methods of replacements are not expected to. God, man. I got to get some reading glasses.
Expeditious enough.
Yeah, I got to get reading glasses. That's when soft kills will need to become the final solution of hard kills. So in history, the pattern is always the same. Create a false flag series of events, which necessitates the need for martial law. That just happened.
They just did that.
Rob people of their own protection. That's been happening for a year. Exploit whatever free labor, can be extracted from the doomed group while they are being protected. Who is that, everybody? The illegals that Biden's allowing in. Systematically exterminate the undesirable group. Oh, white privilege, white this. We're all pathetic. Hello.
I'll tell you right now, the first to go are going to be the white men.
World War III will evolve out of the turmoil, as was the case with World War II. This is when global depopulation will begin. And when the smoke clears and the bulk of humanity has been buried, the new world order will truly be born. That's just a taste of it, everybody.
And you know what I think is interesting and frankly pisses me off? You don't hear anybody talking about this. This is like the thing. And people talk about immigration, they talk about illegals, they talk about drugs, they talk about this, they talk about that. They don't use these words. They don't talk about the Rockefellers. They do mention Soros, but they don't talk about the New World Order. They don't, and they're very close to achieving their goals. But you don't hear them talking about it. You don't hear it I don't hear it on conservative. No. You don't hear it. And it's like the thing. You hear people say cancel culture. It's not cancel culture. It's communism.
That's the cover.
But people not talking about it. And so that's why I'm talking about it, to remind people that you guys you have to learn about this stuff and you have to spread the word.
Well, I have pulled up. I'm going to drop this link. Here you go, everybody. This is the perfect one. Part of it, I'm dropping it in another one. And part of what she just mentioned is sitting there on this page called Wicked Truth. And this, Diana, this is really disturbing. And I hope everybody is paying attention because here is, this one seemed to have Agenda 2030. And it's the push behind COVID. Which is bold down there, the driving force behind COVID. And then has this contents, and I was kind of skimming here is the chart. And it's pretty much
right there, Chris. The 17 parts, which they call the Sustainable Developmental Goals. Look at those. You're gonna cringe. You're gonna have decent work or decent jobs. Who the hell has made them boss? You know who's made them, boss? Our politicians who have sold us out. And so to Derek's point about 2022, we don't have a lot of time. They have, I'm telling you, in Massachusetts, Chris and Derek, today, the governor signed another executive mandate order, whatever crap it was, saying that he's going to pull back on the mask mandates. So you don't have to wear a mask outside unless you cannot social distance. And you still can only have 10 people in your own private home. Can you imagine that? And they have to wear masks.
Yeah, I know.
Think about that. Where are the Republicans?
I mean, our state's lifted the mandate, but he's allowing the local governments to decide what they want to do with businesses and stuff. But you still see it.
He's just passing the buck.
Yeah.
He's just passing the buck. But you don't hear anybody talking about this. This is what's happening, right? When you see that they're passing bills or they're trying to pass bills at your state house, really reference back to this and see if any of them have to do with what's going on, right? Look at number 3.
I was about to say it. Look at number 3. Good.
Click on number 3.
The propaganda.
Forced vaccinations.
Forced vaccinations. And then industrial innovations and infrastructure. He's getting ready to pass a $1 trillion infrastructure bill, create more debt and
right. So
tax the population.
Look at the top, right, which is the propaganda piece.
Yep.
So good health and well-being equals forced vaccination.
Yeah, down here.
Right. No poverty. Wipe out the lower class. Right. Climate change. Cap and trade, carbon taxes. People forget, Chris, we're made of carbon. They don't want us to have any footprints.
No. Look at 16. Peace, justice, and strong institutions. Strengthening the police state, taking our guns.
Exactly. It's true. Right? Gender equality, destroy the family unit. Do you know we have Republicans in Massachusetts who are friggin' clueless. We're in the middle of a communist revolution and it's really bad here in Massachusetts. And what are they doing? They're having clean the beach parties. Clean the beach that you will never be able to step foot on. Right? The Rome is burning and they're cleaning the beach.
Oh, look at number 7. Adaptable and clean energy. Everybody implementing 5G smart grid.
Yep. It's one world order. That's what this is.
Decent work and economical growth. Slave labor.
It is. It is going to be slave labor. You know why, Chris? You're going to be I love these people. A number of people I've heard, well, I got the shot because I want to be able to travel. You're not going anywhere. Where do you think you're going? You're going to be stuck in your little sustainable piece of the city. That's where you're going to be stuck. You're not going anywhere. What human being in their right mind would say, I'm going to put this into my body because I want to be able to travel? You knucklehead. Complete knucklehead.
Yeah. So everyone check this out. This is Agenda 2030. This is more detailed. I'm glad you brought up more about it in that chart because I had heard, like I said, I heard things, about it, but I was kind of following, what it's looking like, So, yeah, I've been saying, be prepared, everybody.
Oh, they have a shitstorm waiting for us. I'll tell you right now. So in Massachusetts, right there, they're pulling back on the mandate. And I'm telling you, they're going to hammer us. They're going to come up with some false flag and they're going to hammer us. And they're going to drive us into our houses. I don't know about you, Chris, but when this pandemic started, they had limits on how much meat you could buy in the grocery store and other items.
Well, I know here when they were before the limits even hit, people were wiping out stuff like toilet paper, cleaners.
Right.
And then they say, oh, we got to put limits on what you can buy, what you can get.
Yes.
Then the stuff started coming back normally. Now there's no limits, but it's still kind
They're
of.
going to do it again.
It's up there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's up there, and then it's waiting to hit again because our illegitimate VP has already said, and this pissed me off. She already told the world nations, we're going to go to this meeting. This is now how you handle the next pandemic, or next pandemic in her words, pandemic, I call it. She's already telling them and telling us in this thing, the next pandemic. They're planning it. They're already planning to do it. So be prepared, because she's telling the world leaders, this is what you got to do. Now you know how to handle it next time it comes in, as if they're already planning it. I mean, H1N1 was, I think, a test. I think H1N1 was a test of this. And then because Trump didn't want to play ball, guess what we're going to do? We're going to throw it in their face and call it COVID, and you're all going to comply.
They were planning this anyway because Fauci had given them money.
Oh.
Right? They were planning this. This was a plan. Mm-hmm. This was planned. If Hillary were in office, they still would have done this. They still would have done this.
Oh my gosh. You got to read the targets on that. Everybody, that link I dropped in there, definitely read this article. It is, they're talking about the digital health card. They're talking about the monetary system going cashless, which is
all in there. Everything that we're seeing is all in there, and yet you don't hear anybody talking about it.
A big one, merging man with machine and vaccinations. Depopulation, which has happened in New York. Look what they did. That was huge. A bunch of us talked about that. They put all these elderly into a home, knowing that it was going to kill them, and he lied to everybody to tell them how many were dying. And it's part of depopulation. Best way to do it is with a virus. Resource control, population control, smart cities. Facial recognition cameras, 5G network. Self-driving cars, global totalitarian police state. Anybody heard that? I've heard that term.
It's going to be so easy, especially in Massachusetts, for them to take over, because the people in Massachusetts are wimps and they're cowards. Even people who say they're on our side. Oh, look at my mask. It says Trump on it. Hello, you're still wearing a mask. And they know it's a test for us, Chris. Every time they do this, they're testing us, and they want to see how many people will go along, right? And they want to see the people that won't go along, because people like me, they're going to go after, they're going to target, right? That's how it works. People don't even know this. They don't even think of these things.
I'll touch on another one there, Diana. No private property, land, house, businesses, your body. What is the biggest thing that can take control of your body? Mandatory vaccines and diapers. And then communitarianism. I mean, this is huge, everyone. So, and then this essence will be called outcast. And they're going to call it for the greater good. Quotes. Don't do it for yourself, but do it for your neighbor. I'm seeing so many commercials. Oh, Derek, I'm sure you've seen these. These commercials are pushing, that kind of thing. Do it for your neighbors. Get vaccinated. Oh, no excuse you can't get a ride. Uber will give you a free ride. Oh, by the way, you got to do this for your families. Then they're showing regular, normal commercials, everybody wearing masks.
Yeah,
like it's a norm.
You know what I do when I see those commercials? I take my first shot of whiskey. And then when I see it, I take my second shot. See, so I'm doing exactly what they're telling me to do.
A buddy of mine posted that. I just had my first shot. Now I'm waiting for the waitress to bring the second one.
Hey, you're not allowed to say waitress.
Server.
No, say waitress.
No. Drink expert.
Drink expert.
Drink aficionado.
Okay, then I'm not a dump truck driver. I'm a pedal pusher.
You are a heavy truck operator.
You know what we used to call ourselves there? Professional earth movers.
You're a professional dirt mover.
Earth mover, yeah. I got to tell you, though, this is disturbing. I mean, I've heard, like I told you at the beginning, at the top, I've heard of this. I knew it was about the world order, one world order, and it was pushing that direction. But when I started reading some of this, I'm going, holy crap.
I know, but if you think about it, and I don't know what it looks like where you are, but this is everywhere where we are. Everywhere in Massachusetts. It's everywhere. And the only way to fight this, in my opinion, homeschool your kids, pull them out of school.
What?
Stop spending money at businesses that are part of this sustainability. Were you going to say something, Derek?
Did the downfall of Massachusetts start thanks to the Kennedy family?
No, I think it started before that, because we have something here called Harvard, and we have some secret societies here. Our governor right now is a Mason, right? MIT. We have the hospitals here. We have Raytheon. We have businesses that are part of the military-industrial complex. We are screwed here in terms of fighting these things. We have everything here. That's why this is the worst. This is the nest. This is and I want to say it was either the 20s or the 30s where they started the UN model school program, right? So we've had a problem here for at least 100 years. I don't know what happened to those patriots that fought back. Because they're not fighting back now.
No, I'm looking up here in chat. Different says Bill Gates said that for years, 2 pandemics. There's been more than 2 pandemics as far. H1N1, I think that was a test, and then this one, COVID, and then they're pushing for a new one because they're already crying out. So-called COVID is making has new strands magically coming out, and the virus isn't working. The V word ain't working, so we're gonna change the dosage and make you take 3. Anybody heard that one yet? You got to take 3 doses now. Gets ridiculous.
But people who, we think have the same kind of thought processes that we have. Those people are lining up. Mm-hmm. It blows, and I understand it because people are stressed. I mean, this is psychological warfare, what they've done to us. So they've done biological warfare, right? Mm-hmm. Psychological warfare. Mm-hmm. So I understand that people are just like, uncle. People have said, I've heard, I got the shot because I want my freedom back. When you get the shot, you're giving up your freedom. You just gave up your freedom.
Yeah, they here, they were talking on the news that the rate of people going for the second one has dropped. More and more people are skipping the second dosage. Here, anyways, they've been showing that people are skipping their appointments. They're not doing the second dosage. Maybe they're starting to wake up and realize.
Well, maybe because they got so sick on the first one, they were like, screw this.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. And I have a friend that posted that he said when he took his second one, he got sicker than he's ever been after second dose. And he, of course, his wife is a nurse and, whatever reason. But he's like, he got so sick on the second dose that was sicker than ever. And even being sick with the regular flu, he couldn't believe it. And he's regretting taking it. So, and it's making him really bad. Yeah, it's making him bad. And I'm like, well, you've been warned, love you, buddy, but you've been warned, so watch it. And I know people that got both doses and they're fine, but
yeah, it is. It's a biological agent. It's an experimental biological agent. That's what it is. It's gene therapy.
And now you bring that up with this 2030. You read that article near the bottom, near midway. It says collecting of DNA. What does everybody do? We're going to get on the Ancestry and see our DNA.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. When you think back, you go, "Oh, this is wonderful," right? Mm-hmm. Let me just give up. Let me just fall right.
Yeah. Yep. It's like I said earlier, it's been spoon fed to us in one way or another, get you to comply and try it out. Look at this fun thing. Look where your heritage is. And look what happens. High-tech surveillance.
I think right now they're shoving it down our throats.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're shoving it. And the sad part is, and I believe me, Chris, I do understand that it's difficult for people, and it's hard. It's hard because when I leave the house and I see what's going on, I have a visceral reaction because I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe I'm living this. Like, I see what's happening. I see what they're doing to us. So I get it. But we have to fight back because it will be too late.
Yeah.
You know,
and it does tell you here it does tell you in the article a little bit about your solutions, rejecting sabotage, certain thing. I mean, it didn't say go and destroy your cities, but it also mentions that they are destroying our fundamental rights. What have they been working on? We got censorship going on. So our freedom of speech is being dismantled and hidden and taken away. They're going after our Second Amendment, trying to use more gun control. I had an interesting discussion with a gentleman, I'll say, on Facebook that was loving it. Oh, we got to have stricter gun controls. Look at all these white people killing black people. Well, wait here. I had to step in on this one. So were other people. And we all were very polite to this naive guy who was bragging that he's a manager somewhere for $15 an hour. And he's so proud. And I go, that's good. You got a job. You at $15 an hour. As long as you keep worshiping Pedal Joe, he'll keep you at that $15 an hour. You'll never get more than that. And he was bragging about all this, and the people were just left and right. Look here, dude, this is what's going on. Bam, 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 bam. And he wouldn't talk to anybody. Then he don't comment. Well, you just don't know. You have no answer to what they're telling you, dude. I mean, we're just giving you the facts. And he's all over. Oh, he's legitimate. And those are the ones you want to wring their necks, but trying to be polite, trying to point it out, let them decide for themselves. So I said, you continue to be a sheep. I'm going to see if I get banned before long. Yeah, I call them a sheep.
So you can make $15 an hour flipping burgers at Burger King or wherever, right? And I don't know what the going rate is if you graduate, with the associates, maybe you're a radiology tech or you're an LPN or even an RN. You know what the difference is in pay, and you're going to say to yourself, why do I want to go to school for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, right? Why do I want to bother? So he's flipping burgers. They're making $15 an hour. Are you freaking kidding me? Those jobs were never meant for you to have a family and a house. That were never meant for that. They're
right.
Stepping stone jobs. That's what they were.
Even if you're a manager, if you own one, if you're a chain owner, that's one thing.
That's different.
Yeah, but not when you're under their flipping or whatever it is, we'll say. And I just told them, as long as Pedal is in charge, you're going to be kept at that. You're going to be kept down. You're not going to be able to advance, and you're going to be stuck because you won't have the skills to move on. And then, like you just said, and here's everybody going, oh, we love having this extra unemployment. Guess what? Let's start doing this. Let's start taking federal taxes given back to us, the working class, then the free loafers will have to get a job. No more handouts.
Let me blow your mind with something. First off, and both of you already know this because I think you guys are well schooled when it comes to economics. Okay, you want to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Fine, great. Stupid, but fine. What's going to happen when all those stepping stone jobs like Diane talked about have to raise their prices? Mm-hmm. No one's going to go there. You can't have the basement living, pussy hat wearing, taking their girlfriend or boyfriend or transgender, whatever the other 80 flipping sexes there are in this country. They're not going to be able to go to he or she, they aren't going to be able to afford to go to McDonald's because a hamburger now, instead of being $1.25, is going to be $4.25 because they have to cover the company is going to have to cover the cost of raising the minimum wage to $15. Now, Chris, what you're just talking about with household incomes, interesting piece. If you guys go over to Zero Hedge, and I talked about this last night on Pirate Radio, this is going to blow your mind. A record 34%, that's 34% of all household income in the United States now comes from the government.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Holy cow. Derek, look at that.
Wow.
Here, Chris, I will drop this in chat for you right now if you want to go through for your audience and read it. Yeah, it should be in chat right there. But yes, this was released again yesterday at about 10 a.m. on Zero Hedge. A record 34% of all household income in the United States now comes from the government.
Well, that's because they're looking at they're being lazy, going, "Hey, we don't need to work." There it is. Record 34% of all household income in the U.S. now comes from the government. Here's the charts, and it's hard for me I can't blow it up any bigger though. There, damn it.
Well, how many small businesses
go up? Okay, hang on. You should be able to go up to your settings on the right hand side and make your screen bigger. Yeah, right there. Zoom.
Oh yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, there's the chart. Wall Street was predictably focused on the changes in these two key series, which showed a modest jump in personal spending, which, however, was dwarfed by a record surge in personal income. This is still kind of weak to read. Personal expenses, and then let's see, change the headlines. Personal current transfer receipts. Personal transfers 3.2 trillion. Yeah, we already know. Well. Can you drop that? Let's drop that link into chat, and people can check there. Government transfer payments, percentage of total income.
Wow.
Yeah, here it is. Perspective of 1950s, 60s transfer payment were around 7%. It rose to low teens starting in the 70s, right after Nixon's shock ended the woods and closed the gold window. The number then jumped again after the financial crisis, spike into the high teens, and now coronavirus has officially set this number a record 34% because people are relying on the government for, what is it, Derek? Free money.
Handouts.
Yep. And because of that, they're sitting in their basements going, we don't need to work. And so here we are. And then that's why I say, the freeloaders, enough's enough. I'm having a hard time. Hold on here. I'm having a hard time scoping it to drop in the chat. There we go. So here's that article. We're just pulling up. Everybody's sitting there in chat. Check it out. Wow, that blew my mind.
And I think it depends on what state you live in, Chris. Do you know what I mean? Because the states that had the tighter restrictions,
right?
A lot of businesses closed.
Yeah,
and they're never coming back.
Yeah, that's economics 101. Man, that did blow my mind, Derek. Look at my backdrop. That did floor me for a second, buddy. I have to agree.
Chris, you're on fire.
Yeah, that blew my mind there, Dianna. I don't know what to think. It just shows what's going on. It's like we this has been going on for years, but you can see it more now than it's time to wake up. I mean, we are getting ready to head towards a massive. I think you're right, Dianna. Maybe it's going to happen sooner than we would like it to, unless we do what? We got to stand up. We got to start fighting for our rights. We got to start pushing back. And we did see our old VP. He is talking about fighting against the liberal agenda now. Why now is he feeling like that? Does he know about
I know,
this?
but it's just words. The thing is, I would trust these people more if the Democrat Party, they're the Communist Party now. They're not Democrats in the sense of the word that we know it.
Right.
They are the Communist Party. They are. Well, why are we calling them Democrats? Why are we calling them liberals?
Yeah, let's call it what it is.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what he should be calling them. Didn't he get a $4 million book deal or something? Didn't Pence get something? Somebody help me out here. Wasn't there some $4 million something or other?
Yes, he just got a $4 million book deal from the same publishers that refused that refused to publish Josh Hawley's book, and Schlesinger, or and I can't think of it, what the publication is, but yes, they gave him a $4 million advance for a book, but they declined to publish Josh Hawley's book.
That's sickening,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's sick.
That's the
Oh my God.
corruption.
It
That's
is.
the corruption.
It's sad, and it's and I'm going to say this, everyone. Over the last several years, to some degree, we have ourselves to blame for continually adding to these votes and adding to this crap, and because we've been duped one way or another. I can admit that. Although the last 12 years, I've been very intuitive in watching what they're doing, and there is a repeat of history going on. And just like a little bit of the article said, we are going to see a World War III. It's going to happen. And it's just sad that that is going to be the turning point to implement this faster, even faster than they're doing now. Think about it. What happens after a war? Everybody's destroyed. Economies are screwed. You lost population. People are fighting each other in the streets. Look what we're doing. And then when it all dust settles, you're ruined. Then you got to rebuild. Well, what's the best way to do that? The government step in and go, guess what we're going to do? You're at your lowest point. Now we're going to take over even easier. You thought making you wear a mask was something.
Yeah.
So
Right, but there are things that people can do. It's just that they're tough, right? Things that you can do will make your life more difficult in the beginning, right? If I've said this a million times, I'm a broken record. Pull your kids out of school. If you have to, if you're threatened with losing your job because you won't wear a mask or because you won't get the shot, let them fire you and then sue them, right? But that's the only way. That is the only way. If we had more people that stood up right now, it would blow your mind, Chris. I don't know what you see where you are. I don't know what Derek sees. But the amount of people that wear masks
it's ridiculous.
Blow your mind.
It's just ridiculous. Even though the mandate's been lifted, except for Marion County, but a lot of businesses still don't enforce it, even in Marion County. But I still go to outer counties. They never ask anymore when you come to the door. They're high, polite, whatnot, like Walmart or whatever. No biggie. And yet the astonishing rate that people are wearing them comparative, because they used to not wear them as bad. Now now it's like they are. It's like it's become more natural. It's like 6-1. And I'm watching people and I'm thinking, okay, you're out running around the parks wearing them. You're out in your car, sealed up windows wearing them. I think you're preventing yourself from licking your glass. It's astounding of how easy it is to manipulate people into fooling them that they need to do this. It is mind-boggling when I see this, and I'm going, "Are you kidding me?" I don't get it. I don't see how it's so easy to manipulate so many people.
I know.
It's literally, I would say about 6-1 if I was in there counting. But oddly, on the flip side of the coin, they're polite to you even if you're not wearing one, which I thought was interesting. They nod, "Hi, how are you today?" And I keep my distance. I'll do the social distancing because, heaven forbid I flip somebody out. But they're usually polite, or they come out, "Oh, excuse me, let me get around you." I see that. And that astonishes me because, like, you think to be mad. You're not wearing a mask, but they're being polite. So it's weird. It just tells you their mindset. Great, you're being polite. We all should be. But at the beginning, it was like, "You're not wearing a mask, damn it. You're going to infect me." Now it's like, "How are you?" And it's the same kind of
we don't have that here. No, we don't have that. People are in your face. Oh, my God, it's vicious. It's vicious.
Well, I'm sure there's some people here. I haven't run into one set. I mean, in probably 8-9 months, I have said, "Where's your mask?" I haven't since. And they weren't rude about it, but if they're vicious like that all the time, that's crazy. And I don't doubt it might be happening somewhere here, but, I don't know.
And the thing is, MYOB, it's none of your freaking business whether or not I'm wearing a mask, right?
Right.
You little Nazi, you little brown shirt, right? You little Gestapo, because that's what they are. Yep. That's what they are. It's none of your friggin' business.
Yep.
It isn't. But all of a sudden, right, we can police one another. And people are so friggin' stupid, they don't even realize what they're doing. They don't even realize it because they're so friggin' stupid.
I will admit, there was one afternoon I went in, I was on the phone with a friend, I walked through, this is before the mandate lifted, and the guy was like, oh, excuse me, sir, and I ignored him. I knew what he was getting at, and I was walking next to somebody who was wearing one, and he tapped me. The guy, hey, he's trying to get hold of you. I said, I don't care. And the guy started getting a little louder. Sir, you need it. And I turned around and I flipped him off and told him to go shove it and walked in. I felt bad about that part, flipping him off. I'm usually not like this. You know, he's just doing his job. On the way out, I went to want to say, hey, I didn't mean to flip you off, but I'm not going to wear a mask. He wasn't standing there. Now, another gentleman standing there and told me, have a nice day. That was interesting because I was like, I felt bad for flipping the guy off. I mean, I did. I'll admit. I didn't have to go that far, but I was like, I was so sick of hearing it. You're so sick of hearing them saying, you should. And then I was going to say, I didn't mean to flip you off, but you're not going to tell me I can't wear a mask or, whatnot. And then some of the employees aren't wearing them. So don't even point at me. But yeah, it's pretty sad. I don't know. Well, we're rolling on for the song at the top of the hour. We are going to get back on this discussion. And Derek, do you have one or shall I pull one? I don't know. Do you got one, buddy?
We were talking about Joe Biden in hour number one. Let me go through here real quick, and we will pull one for Joe Biden. Let me think what this is real quick. I think this is it right here. I'll send you the link here in a minute on YouTube. But this one is the one I'm trying to find here. It's a fan favorite on the Common Sense Show, so should be coming in your chat right now. Should be a link in there. I think you'll get a kick out of this, and I think your audience should there as well.
Well, let me pull it up here. Give me a second, everybody. This will be our song at the top of the hour. If I can make sure that let me make sure the ads are gone. Oh my gosh. I actually think I've heard of this one. All right, we'll do this one at the top of the hour. We're having a little fun. I don't mind it. They're a good one. Hold on here. Let me switch it over here and let me enlarge. And here we go for our song at the top of the hour. We'll be back momentarily where we'll continue the discussion with Dianna and Derek. And let's see what you all think because we got some more coming. And here we go.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by God. Let's clap for that, you stupid bastard.
That was pretty funny. I have to admit, that was pretty funny.
I'm sorry, Diana. That was funny.
That really was funny. Whoever did that, who was it that did that? They're very talented.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm snorting at the same time. I can't believe it. That was good. I want to know who did that one, Derek. That was good.
Good one, Derek. Good one.
I believe if you look at the video, I believe the group is called the Cigar Rappers.
That's what I was trying to look here. We got to look them up. We got to get them on the show. That's great. Oh man. And I'm sorry. This one, I was thinking of it when that popped up. This hits the spot right here. This little meme photo here I got. Oh boy, I finally got it. My Biden, what the F are you trying to say, Decoder Ring? You remember that movie, everybody? Christmas
They're
Story.
looking for the link. Did you put the link in there?
I'm getting ready to, everybody. I'm getting ready to drop the link to that video. I love it. I have got to. Oh my gosh, that's great. Thanks, Derek. That's a good song at the top of the hour there. I appreciate it, buddy. Hold on, everyone.
Told you guys would get a kick out of it.
It was funny. They did a good job at those rhyming that. They really did.
Okay, I just dropped the link, everyone. Check it out. And I'm saving that one over to my playlist here. Oh my gosh. Well, as we were Ralphie, everybody there. I hope you enjoyed that. Derek, good one. So before we went to the top of with that song, we were in the middle about a little bit about the 2030. And this is a good discussion because we have to make you aware if you're not fully aware yet. And if you look back in the last, I don't know, several years, it's happening. And the sad thing is, and I keep kicking myself, is, my phone, when I got it, it's a 5G phone, but you can set the setting to 4G, which I do. I don't use the 5G. But it's funny, though, that they are pushing that. And they're saying, we're giving it to you for free. I wonder why. Because normally when you upgrade...
Nothing free.
Yeah, they want to charge you.
I don't quite understand the whole 5G thing. Can somebody explain it to me?
It's supposed... And I when I first got it, I noticed it was on 5G, and everything was that fast. I mean, super lightning fast. My emails, whatever, it was all quick into my phone. And when I go to 4G, it's just a couple second delay. It's supposedly faster. It's supposedly cleaner, smoother in buildings and whatnot. That's what they tell you. But what is it really? I don't know. Derek, do you have any idea what it really is or not? No, maybe?
No, this is...
He keeps muting him. So there he goes.
Oh, I wanted to see if you guys caught on. I don't understand a lot about 4G and 5G. I would imagine that obviously the higher up the numbers you get, the faster your phone's going to be. But yeah, it's interesting how 5G is being pushed without a lot of health data being out there.
Yeah, I don't think it's... I mean, we were touching on that when it first was rolling out, Diana, on the show. We were trying to correlate it with certain outbreaks of stuff or whatever. We don't know the whole thing. Someone even suggested that the 5G was related to hotspots of COVID. Who knows? There's a lot of things out there about it.
Well, whatever they're doing, we know there has to be a reason, and it's not good for us. Right? I mean, I think that's probably safe to say, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. Just answering a couple messages up here. Earlier, I don't know if they caught it. I was asked how old I was when we're talking about mental things. I'm 49. I'm not ashamed of that. When I turn 50, I'm going to go backwards and go in ages. So when I'm turning 51, I'll be 49 again. So on and so on.
Yeah, keep trying, Chris.
Yeah.
Who cares? It is what it is. What are you going to do?
Yeah. And that's part of this is part of the problem. So if you really think about it, when we're sitting here trying to live and survive, and these things are being spoon fed to us, you do get acclimated to it, and you may not even realize it. I'll admit it happens. You know, what happens when we set our phones down? We forget where we set them down. We're doing this. We're up on the phone. We're so acclimated to all this. So this is becoming the norm. I have left my phone at home and left the house for a couple hours and not want my phone because you got a break from it. But it is funny. And so what's going on with this 2030? We're just reading parts of the article. That's what's happening to us now. We're acclimating to it. And you got to wake up. So
it's been conditioned and ingrained into us to become second nature.
Yeah.
Yep. Conditioning. That's what it is. It's conditioning.
Good word, Derek. It's exactly what it is. Derek's so smart. He don't want to let on that he's smart, though. You know, Dianna, he don't want to let on.
He's so smart.
Yes, he is. He's so smart.
He's a smart guy.
He's not even acknowledging that you said that. He's that smart. He's like, I know.
No, he's smiling.
Chris, why don't you go drink a beer?
A beer. Oh. I do drink a beer when I go out on Friday nights and sing with my friends. Anyhow, I love this because I'm glad this is a subject you wanted to bring up. And
Diane, I'll videotape that for you.
What are you going to videotape?
Him going out and singing.
You know what? Thanks, Derek. I appreciate the gesture, but it's not necessary.
But it is.
You might make me famous. Don't do that. I don't need to be famous.
See, what'll happen is we'll videotape Chris singing, and then the next week he'll show up with a cart with a cutout of him behind him.
There you go. But see, I don't call it a cutout.
Yeah, it's a
cutout. So is it okay? So is it a replica?
No, it's a likeness.
So it's a lifelike likeness.
It's a likeness.
Let's have chat break this tie. Everybody, you see the duplicate of Dianna behind her.
Look at that. That's me.
Cutout, a replica, or what Derek call it? What is it, everybody? Someone said avatar.
It's an avatar.
Oh my goodness! So we'll let chat decide what it is, and then we'll go with it. It's it's one. I've seen those products. If I had products where they have the printers but it's not like that. But likeness. Someone said likeness. It's
a likeness. That's what it is. It's a likeness.
Stalker clone.
A stalker clone?
That's funny. Oh my goodness!
So what you should do is just to trigger all of the liberals that live in the city that you live in Massachusetts, you should put that in your front living room window.
Yes.
Oh, and there'll be bullet holes in the window.
But you said nothing. But you said nothing could penetrate that. You said you could put it outside.
No, meaning the rain, not bullets. Hello.
Hello. People would shoot. Hello, McFly. People would shoot at you. Wow.
That's
well,
we don't want her to be a target.
Some people don't like me, Derek.
No.
What's not to like about you?
Listen, when you say things like burn, loot, murder, Breonna Taylor was living with a drug dealer. People get mad at me.
But you should say from now on, instead of burn, loot, murder, buy large mansions.
There you go. Buy a large mansion. I like that. Buy a large mansion. Buy large mansion.
And live in a 88% dominant white neighborhood.
But you're against white. But you're against white supremacy, and you're against capitalism.
Yep, exactly.
Now, did anybody else notice during that song there, they highlighted BLM in the words? I don't know if anybody knows.
Chris, buy large mansions is only an idea. That's Joe Biden's words.
Yeah,
it's just an idea.
It's just an idea. Just an idea. Yeah, we'll go with that, right?
just like he said America the other day in his failed address. America's just an idea.
Yeah, I didn't watch his address, but I've seen the highlights and what he spent about, what was it, 30 seconds or so trying to find his mask. Where did I put that thing? Where was it?
No, that was it when he was in Georgia. I think it was Georgia. Oh my, I'm gonna get in big trouble. I can't find my mask. Oh, it's in my pocket the whole time.
And what's funny is you notice when they walked out, I don't know if you saw this because I did get to see this part of it when they were down there. And they walked out on the stage, acting like there's people clapping, blah, blah, blah. The cameras never once pulled back to show the audience like they always did with Trump. They never pulled back.
Oh, there was only 200 people and 198. Well, 190. Well, no. 198 of them were leftists. You had Liz Cheney in there. Fist bumping the president. I loved what Ted Cruz did. He sat there and fell asleep with his mask on that said, "Come and take it." And then you had Representative Boebert from Colorado. You know what she did? She whipped out, not literally, one of the blankets that the migrant children are given down at the border and put it on her. Oh my God.
Wow.
Every country is laughing at us right now. Every freaking country.
So it's pre-president Trump era.
Oh, geez, man. So we take 10 steps forward and 50 steps back. That was going on. It's asinine. Did you see the ratings on his failed speech on Wednesday? Oh, I was getting ready to bring that up. Yes, my friend. I wonder if anybody saw this because great minds think alike. There, good thinking there. Here we go. Here it is. I posted it at Your Voice, Your Call on Facebook and Twitter. Here it is from Progressive News and President. Damn it! Shoot me. I messed up.
Remember, he got 81 million votes. By the way.
Yeah, I'll believe that. And I got some swampland for sale for you. Illegitimate Biden's address to Congress got nearly 24 million less viewers than Trump's lowest rating of the State of Union address. Illegitimate Biden's address to Congress got nearly 24 million less viewers than President Trump's lowest rated. His address to a joint session of Congress on Wednesday night scored 11.6 million viewers. According to unadjusted affiliate data. Deadline reported Thursday, the speech clocked in at just over an hour and is one of the least watched in recent history. Once 1.08 million Univision viewers and 884,000 Telemundo viewers are added to the mix of networks, including, and then let me go there because last time it did. So, listen up, everybody. You got 24 million less. What happened to the other 60? Supposedly supported him. Here's the ratings. 2020, 37.2 million. And then 2019, 46.8 million. 46 million, 48 million for President Trump. I will always call him president. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, pathetic 11.6. Biden, you think you're something hot, special. In comparison, this speech was down by 49% when compared to Trump's first speech to the House chamber in 2017. Go ahead, Derek.
Well, also too, a little nugget here. On Wednesday, at about 9:30, this was tweeted out. So it's about a half an hour, give or take. In the failed Joey's address to Congress. Preliminary numbers from several YouTube channels show Biden's address to a joint session of the Congress is off to a rocky start. Now, on the White House YouTube channel, again, this is about 9:30 on Wednesday, so about half an hour into it. The White House YouTube channel, listen to this, had 378 upvotes and 1,900 downvotes.
Wow.
C-SPAN, right. Here we go. C-SPAN, again, half an hour, give or take, into the speech. 1,900 upvotes, 5,500 downvotes. But yet, this guy got 81 million votes.
Right.
Yeah, 81 my ass, he did. I mean, this is why we keep telling you people numbers are wrong. like here, it's into further context, the lowest ratings address Drew in 37.2 million. And his rating numbers during his presidency ranged from 37 to 48. And of course, he's down 49% to 11 something million on Biden. And do we really want to believe that jackass got 80 million votes? Nope. I don't buy it for nothing at all.
That's how you know it's rigged.
Oh, yeah. Well, he could barely pull, 50 people if he's lucky to his rallies. Trump pulled thousands and thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Yes. Give me a break. I don't know how else to put it. I can't fathom it. Now,
well, I've come to figure out that the 5 to 10 people, give or take, that Joey. See, I don't call him president. I call him Joey. That Joey brought into his rallies. Their thing was, or those rallies of 5 to 10 people were honking their horns when they agreed with Joe Biden. Well, I think the media got this wrong, like they do with everything else, because I think the reason that those horns were honking, it's not because they agreed with what Joey was talking about, or they could actually make out what Joey was talking about. I think Joey put all of them to sleep, and their heads went forward to hit the horns.
That's where I thought you were going. I could have finished that for you. I could have finished that for Derek.
See, great minds think alike. See, I can finish her sentences.
Exactly.
See, I can finish her sentences, and she can finish mine.
Exactly.
That is too funny. Yeah, because I like that, Derek. Yeah, that's a good analogy. That's probably what really happened. And if you remember, anytime we call it the Trump train in the what was it down there in Texas? That long caravan of cars, thousands. Give me a break.
I know. Come on. I mean, even in Massachusetts, Chris and Derek. I mean, the support here was incredible. Mm-hmm. Incredible.
Yep. Even here.
Come on.
And put that into context. Diane's talking about the support that President Trump got in a heavily blue state. Supposedly.
That's why you know it's rigged.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's rigged. But even in New Hampshire, I think I said this before to you. They're trying to say that Governor Sununu got like 150,000 more votes than Trump did. Granted, they weren't running against each other, but that's a huge discrepancy. It's a huge discrepancy if you have a Republican governor and a Republican president running. Right, a candidate who's Republican running. Come on, an incumbent. Come on,
be the same ticket. So it don't make sense. It
doesn't make any sense.
No,
and other Republicans won seats up there.
Yep.
Right, and Governor Sununu got over 200,000 more votes than he did when he ran 2 years ago, and people hate him now because of what he did with the lockdowns.
Right.
Give me a break.
Yeah,
please.
That's why I wish people would at least look at the numbers. If you don't, and that's why I should say to that guy, if you don't like what you're being told here, if you have a brain, you brag you're smart, intelligent, and $15 an hour job, you should be able to figure out the numbers. Go look at the numbers. They don't lie. You can see the numbers are off. And like I almost said it, if a young child can come to me and tell me something wasn't right with this election, does that mean that child's smarter than you? I mean, without any coaxing or nothing, to simply say something's not right with this election. 12-year-old telling me they believe there was something wrong with it. Come on. No, it's outrageous. I mean, people's feelings all got into it. They didn't even look at the math. The math didn't even make sense. Mm-hmm. In Windham, New Hampshire, those machines that they had started at 300 for Biden before anybody started voting. They're auditing that now. Yep. And that's something.
Come on.
All right, we don't call it magic. We call it rigging. Oh, manipulation. Can't use the R word either if you don't want to get hit. Give me a
manipulation. I like it.
Yes. So I'll say that more that, but it's the same term, but we got to watch our work because for some reason it stands out on algorithms and they love to tag you for it. So Dianna, I don't know if you saw this. So we're going to jump on this story because this intrigued me actually. And I thought this was an interesting story. And Derek, I don't know if you heard this, and I don't know if anybody else out there heard this. It got dropped in my lap. I actually like this story. And it's recent. And this kind of makes me go, White House investigating suspected energy beam attack causing brain injury similar to Havana syndrome.
Huh.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, where was this?
This was a day ago. The White House is investigating a series of unexplained health incidences following a report that 2 U.S. officials in Washington area experienced a sudden onset of symptoms similar to what experts refer to as the Havana syndrome, which has affected American diplomats abroad. An energy beam. I wonder why they think an energy beam might have done this. So we have our agencies working to get to the bottom of this. If you think about this, everybody, are we using our own weapons against us now? Because they do have energy beams. So, but why? In this part of the article, it doesn't mention that. Why are they saying it up here in the, is it to get you to look, get you to read it? But suspected energy beam attack. And so when you go down, and then here it was out by New York Post, here out on Twitter, with the link to the article, directed energy attack near the White House. This is interesting. This makes me wonder what's going on. Of course, we don't like CNN, but they even posted it. So what do you guys think about that? But down here, they don't mention the energy beam except for here. What do you think?
Huh.
Interesting.
So where would an energy beam come from?
If it isn't us screwing around somewhere, what if another country is trying to test us?
Right, but where does it come from? Where does it come from? The sky, a satellite, a ship, a building? Where does it come from?
Well, I know some naval ships are mounted with a energy weapon beam that they've had for a while. They're mounted up to take down planes, missiles, or whatnot. Could come from that. Do we have something up in space that we don't know about? Could come from that. Could be an enemy doing it. We don't know. So that's why when it says energy beam, that's what caught my attention. But the article itself doesn't talk about it, and it's in multiple articles. So it does make you stop and wonder what's going on. And Havana syndrome, which I don't know, let me look that up because
so I'm assuming it's what happened down in Cuba a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I guess too, but I was going to pull it up. So, because people are probably wondering, what is the Havana syndrome? It's a set of medical signs and symptoms reported by the U.S. and Canadian embassy staff in Cuba, dating back to 2016, as well as subsequently in some other countries, including the U.S. in 2017. President Donald Trump accused Cuba of perpetrating unspecified attacks causing these symptoms. So maybe it is Cuba or somebody using an energy weapon somewhere. Interesting. Derek, what's your take?
This one is definitely out of my wheelhouse. I'm wondering here if in the next 20 minutes or so, when Thumper comes on, if he's going to talk about this, because this one, I seen the story. I didn't go into it. I'm not a huge sci-fi guy. It's never intrigued me, and I think I know you're the exact opposite. I get that. To each their own. But yeah, this is something that's never really, sci-fi is not something that's intrigued me. So, this could just be simply, somebody getting a headache. I can remember, and the headache I can remember that I had, I was back in high school. It was in the summertime. And this headache was so bad that it dropped me to my knees, and I've got it one time my whole life. So, maybe it was just at that moment in time, is it the chances of it, or the odds are probably fairly low that two people would get it at the same time. But that's what it could have been. Is that what it was? I don't know. But again, the whole the whole rods and lightning and energy stuff. Just again, it's sci-fi, and that's something that's never really I've never found an interest in.
Well, you should, Derek, because they can use energy weapons on us, which could also tie into the 5G network. Just a thought there, because here you go, likely caused by pulse microwave energy. Microwave energy.
And Derek, why do you call it science fiction?
I was waiting.
No, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Well, because
I mean, why do you refer to it as science fiction?
Well, because the article that he had up prior, can that be proven that it was energy that caused the health concern of those two individuals? Again, it could have just been a simple headache.
Well, they've been doing a lot of tests with energy weapons for a long time. They've shown they can take down missiles, they can take down planes with them. And sound waves, all that kind of stuff can be weapons that can be used. Now, as you can see here in the report obtained by NBC, it didn't conclude that the direct energy was delivered intentionally by the weapon, as some U.S. officials have long believed, but it raises that disturbing possibility. Apparently, it did happen down in Cuba, and here it is. Diplomats in China and Cuba were directly affected with microwave energy. Have you ever been around your microwave long enough where you constantly, and you kind of might, some people get affected by microwaves, using their microwaves. So can this stuff happen? Yeah. It's been shown and proven. They use these in weapons warfare all the time. So it does make you wonder, are they doing this? Are they testing weapons on us that we are not aware of? Go back to that 2030.
Says it's 5G.
5G, which has been said it's running off of that kind of frequencies at times. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here in chat? We got numbers. Hey, what you guys talking about? Yes, we're talking about energy weapons. A couple of people got a headache. Was it by a direct energy weapon, which could be linked to 5G network as well, 5G technologies. And we've touched on it before. And yes, Derek, read there what Thumper's telling you. Yeah, that's right.
Very real.
Yes, it is real. I watched on this stuff because when I saw that they were mounting these on those ships, it made me go, okay, it's getting serious. It's a direct focus energy weapon that is made, Derek, to take down mostly missiles, but it can take down anything they aim it at. And then how intense it is would be what would determine what it can do to you. To humans.
Thumper says it's not sci-fi.
It could cook you. What's this here?
But it's not sci-fi.
No. That's why I was wondering, they call it sci-fi. Sci-fi is short for science fiction. You know that. It is real, yes. And these are all countries that have war and have this stuff has weapons like this. You remember when Reagan put out there up in space, he put down, they called it Star Wars, which was a series of weapons, we'll call it, satellites with lasers, of sort. So it's there. It's happening. Look out. Derek's keeping quiet. So we are down to 15 minutes left in the show, and I'm sure, Dianna, what else would you like to discuss?
I'm just looking at the comments. Somebody, Sons of Liberty says radio frequency is real. And I just missed Thumper's comment.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you listen to radio.
Say it again. What did you say?
That's how, radio, you listen to radio with radio frequencies.
I know, but I think this is different. I mean, and what's the difference between this and an EMP?
Oh, an EMP is an EMP pulse. Thumper has talked about that actually on his show before a little bit. More of the pulse, which is another weapon. It can take out electronics like that, and it snap a finger. It's an overall, think of a shockwave from a unit, and it pulses out, and it just takes out any electronics, anything, instantly.
Okay, so it's taken out electronics, and this is different. It takes out people?
Well, energy weapons could, if you aim it at people, but I think technically it's the initial purpose is take down missiles or planes entering your territory, et cetera, and it could be directed at people like microwave. It can cook you.
Or incapacitate somebody, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's right. They incapacitate.
They've been using the sound waves to do that, all kinds of non-lethal weapons, stuff like that. Yeah, see that note number saying, it's some of the stuff was found by accident. And then it's like, oh, check this out. Look what this can do. How can we use this against our enemies?
How can we use this against the American people? I think that's always their first. No, serious. Yeah. Oh, Derek's saying that what did he call me? Debbie Downer, negative Nancy, right? Something like that. I don't know, right?
Yeah, Debbie Downer is what he's nodding. See him? He's nodding.
Debbie Downer.
Well, I don't think he meant to pick on you that, but look, he ain't even going to comment. He's going to sit there and keep quiet.
I don't care. Listen, I haven't been offended since the early 90s. I don't care.
Yeah,
Please.
We don't care.
Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Somebody just said, Just a Pug said, I believe these beam machines can cause heart attacks.
Yep. They can do a lot with them, and the thing is, you won't even see it. It's not like a laser light that you can see. You won't see an energy beam. It's just there it is. You might feel hot and then boom, or but you won't actually see it. That's probably
no, but I guess it could cook you, right?
Yeah, it's one of the advantages. You wouldn't even see it coming.
So it could cook you, or it could just disorient you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a different way. I guess at warfare, it's no different than tear gas. Right? It can incapacitate you for a while.
Yeah. Like that article said, give you headaches, gave those 2 possible headaches. So
yeah.
It could probably affect everybody a little differently, kind of like the old adage of the brown note. You've heard of that.
The what?
Have you ever heard of that? What the brown note, the mysterious brown note?
No, what was that?
You hit a note just right, can make you crap yourself. Never heard that? Derek, have you ever heard that? I'm sure people have heard that. The brown note. Come on, chat, help me out here. Has anybody ever heard that rumor, the brown note? Thumper's probably sitting there shaking his head too.
Oh my God.
Seriously, you've never heard of that? Wow.
No.
Nobody's ever heard of that.
Yeah.
Well, I have to refer you to the infamous, famous South Park episode that they talk about that very deeply in that episode.
But see, this is kind of a guy thing. That's a humorous thing for guys.
I wouldn't say it's humorous. It's just kind of funny that they always talked about, you always hear about it or have heard about it. Some chat say yes, some say no. There's a South Park episode where the kids are playing their little, reeds, like a clarinet, but it's a reed. And they go to a concert and they're all trying to change that one note to be the brown note, make everybody crap themselves all at once. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. This is the guy thing that guys think that this is funny. There's something with guys with that. It just is, and maybe that's a stereotype. So sue me.
Well, actually, speaking of suing, have you guys heard about the family of? Oh, I just had her name from the
Ashley Babbitt.
Yeah, they're suing the Capitol Police for wrongful death.
I just saw that.
$10 million. So, do you think the family's going to win? There's my question for her.
I think so. I do. I think so. What do you think, Derek?
What do you think, Derek? Do you think that family will win that lawsuit against the Capitol Police?
Well, are we ever going to know who shot her first?
Well, the so-called guard behind the glass is the one who shot her.
What's the guard's name?
Supposedly like a lieutenant or something.
What's the guard's name behind? What's the lieutenant of the
exactly?
What's the lieutenant? What is the guard lieutenant's name?
Exactly. Oh, Jakey.
Oh, it's Jakey. Oh, okay.
That's Jakey.
Oh, so
no, Jakey is the cat that's right here.
Oh, okay. So, who are they going to sue? They're going to have to sue the Capitol Police because they can't sue the specific individual because no one knows the specific individual's name. But by golly, the media can take out and run with the narrative that Officer Sicknick was bludgeoned to death by a fire extinguisher, which was wrong. But we don't know the officer's name who killed Ashley Babbitt.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I wanted to see if that would come up in this discussion, because my thought is, in the article says that they're going after the department as a whole. I'm going to say they're not going to win.
Have you seen a copy of the lawsuit?
I was looking for a link to that. If it was actually truly filed, because the people that are representing them said that it's that there was no, at the moment of the article, there wasn't like a filing as of that moment, that day. But I think they are, and that's why I was looking forward to the actual lawsuit so we could read it and see what it says, because it will be public notice. I'm going to say they're going to lose it because they're going to use the excuse that she was, storming the Capitol, storming the building, trying to break in, blah, blah, blah. I think they're going to lose it. I don't think they'll win.
I think it depends on what they're suing for. Like, for example, in Massachusetts, and I don't know if it's the same in DC, if you're going to sue the government or city, town government, you have to give them a 6-month warning. So it'd be interesting to see what they think, what they're putting down is the reasons why they're suing. It'd be very interesting to see. And I guess I'd have to see that before I could make my determination. Okay,
good. That's fair. You might be right, and that depends what they're going to base it on, what they're going to say. Like you said, what are they going to call it exactly? In the article, headline is for wrongful death suit. No really big details.
It doesn't have any details.
Yeah, I think basically they're going to say, well, they shot her wrongfully. And I bet they're going to counter with, she shouldn't have been raiding the building, et cetera, et cetera. So
George Floyd's family got $10 million.
I know. Yep.
And he was a criminal.
Yep. This don't make it right, does it?
No, what I'm saying is that it really depends. I think it was easier probably for them to give the money to George Floyd's family, based on all the social justice garbage going on. But I think it'll be more difficult. But in my experience, lawyers don't do this unless they think there's a high probability that they're going to win.
Typically, but something could come out left field on them.
No, but because it's a long process. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're just fishing, maybe they're just fishing, throwing it out there to see what can happen. And then they'll determine how they're going to proceed, because it doesn't cost that much money just to file it to get it started.
Right.
So maybe they're just doing a little fishing expedition.
That'd be interesting. And I'd have to argue that, saying that's a waste of the court's time. If it goes to court, if it actually ends up going to court and they're just playing around. But yeah, you got to file it to get the motion, to get the wheels going. So it'd be interesting to see what happens on that case, because if, let's say they win, how many more people are going to file against everything that happened that day? You know what I mean?
Well, but she died.
Yeah.
Right.
That we think of that. Yeah. There was a video that was broken apart that she may not have actually died, but now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, yeah.
Right. So who knows? I don't believe anything anymore unless I see it myself.
Right.
I find it very hard to believe anything.
Yeah, it is difficult at times, because it's like, look at the scam that they pull all the time. And then and here's the other thing, Dianna, when let's say they show it, and then 6-8 months, a year later, they come out with the truth, enough to make you go, oh, okay. Because they think at that time you're not going to care, or you forget about it. Whoop-de-doo. Now we can kind of tell them, well, this really happened. I think that's wrong.
We still don't even know, who killed JFK. We think we know.
Right, but Yeah. Me,
Right, 57 years ago. I'm sorry, but I have this cat that I can't. He just wants to be right here, right now.
That's okay. Thumper likes to show his producer that works with him, and it's his kitty cat.
This is Jakey. Isn't he handsome?
He is cute.
No, he's handsome.
Oh, okay, handsome.
Okay.
Hi, Thumper. You're poking in there. Hello, sir.
Hey guys. Yeah, my executive producer is still running around gathering things for the show. So,
who's your executive producer?
Q the cat.
His cat.
Q the cat. What's he running around getting?
God knows what, but he's always going with purpose. So, as
He's
any
going
cat,
with purpose.
yeah, all cats have a purpose, right?
Yes.
Anytime
right now,
they do anything.
This cat has a purpose.
Yes, and that is to upstage you.
Yes. Well, Thumper, your cat's probably getting ready to buckle into its seatbelt for the ride you're getting ready to give us, right? What you going to do today on your show?
Oh, we're gonna talk about exopolitics and a little bit more about disclosure and then what does that mean for humanity? Is humanity going to take another step forward?
I hope so. You heard our show, didn't you, about the 2030 agenda, right?
I'm still dealing with the brown note. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, guys. I really thought you all heard about that. You know what? Forget it. Erase it out of your memory. Use that memory eraser you guys got.
No, I'm going to sue you because I'm traumatized.
Can you play that note on a harmonica?
Oh, I don't even know if it truly exists, but I don't know if anybody ever heard that rumor. Oh my goodness. We are down to last not quite 2 minutes of the show. And I want to thank you again, Dianna, for joining us. You will be with us next Saturday, right?
Yes, I will. Thank you for having me.
As always.
Nice to see you, Derek, even though it says it shows Derek, but it says Chris Moore.
No, that's me.
No, but it's on my screen. It's a picture of Derek with your name.
Huh?
Yeah. Now it doesn't have any name on it, but it said Chris Moore, and there was a picture of Derek.
You may want to get that checked out.
Yeah, I think Derek don't want to be like me. And I want to thank our producer, Derek, for joining us tonight. Thank you, sir, and we will see you next time as well. And jump in every day, Monday through Friday at 3 to 5 our time, Eastern Standard Time, and see the Common Sense Show with Derek. Indie News. Derek, thank you again, buddy.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, anytime. So I will do our closer. It looks like Thumper is getting ready to roll here with Hyperdrive, and we're looking forward to that. Dianna, you have a great night.
You too. Thank you, and have a great show tomorrow.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yes, join us tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat channel, and we will see you then. Thumper, I'll turn it over to you here momentarily. We love you all. Without you, we would not have a show, Patriot Nation. And stay tuned for Hyperdrive.
The full 3-hour version tonight.
It is a cheat.
Good evening and welcome, hyperdrivers. We are about to begin another journey to 40,000 light years. As you board the craft, please Find your seats. Make yourself comfortable after you've stored your gear in the overhead bins or the underneath your seat there. We'll be pulling away from the gate in just a few minutes. Please make sure your seat backs and table trays are in the full upright positions. We do have prior clearance, so we will be pulling away in just a moment or two. So our journey begins now. I hope you're buckled up. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, good evening to all you hyper drivers out there, and thank you for joining us on this wonderful May Day Saturday night. I hope everybody is having a great first day of May, and hope that you find it, well, just that it fits you. How's that? And I want to say good evening to my intrepid co-host. Indigo is in the house. Hey, Indy.
Intrepid. Okay, well, aren't we all? We're all kind of intrepid at this point, aren't we?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I said it, so I guess.
Yep.
Oh my! So, how's your first day of May been? How's your May day been?
Not bad. Working on computer stuff, setting a few things up. Yeah, not a bad day at all today, really.
Ah, nice.